never go small dreaming. You have to always dream big, and to chase these dreams, you have to then work that way and see yourself there. So I went to this tournament, to Junior Australian Open, and I played a number 2 seeded Jamie Sekulow. I remember this name, this guy. So I walked on the court. Obviously, Jamie Sekulow was number 2 in the world. He was Australian, so there was a huge crowd. And I played, and I lost first set 6-4, and I twisted my ankle in the second set. At that time, there was not the digital age, so we could not change our tickets to fly back that easy, because it was a paper tickets. So we had a couple of days. I was going every day for physio, and at this Australian Open, last 16 was playing Pete Sampras against Ivan Lendl. So basically my childhood hero, because I come from Czechoslovakia, and Sampras, who was already, like number 1 upcoming big star, because he already had few Grand Slams. So I got the tickets. I was like so excited. It was a night match. I sit behind the court and I was watching the match, and suddenly I see he goes miss easy forehand. He double fault. He missed volley. And, I don't know. Until this day, I don't know if the match was that bad or my expectations was so high that I saw all the mistakes, because all these mistakes, when I was home, my father was always telling me how can you miss that easy forehand? How can you miss that volley? Or how can you miss the ball from middle of the court? And it was exactly same mistakes what my coaches or my father was telling. And I see it on the stand record, with the number 1s or the guys who has so many titles, Grand Slam titles. We're talking about legends. And then I realized at that moment, I was 16, that there is no way I'm not going to be top 100 in the world. Because what's the difference between me and them? The only thing that is difference that they're older, which I'm going to be. They hit maybe a little faster because they are stronger and taller. I'm still not fully grown up. So I will be that same. And they make the same mistakes. So what I need to do? I need to just practice hard, keep what I'm doing, and believe that I'm going to be there one day. And actually, 2 years after, as a junior, 18-year-old, I was top 100 in the world. I was 77, and I could get to Junior US Open as a top 100 man in the world. And I always say, when I meet juniors and a lot of players, how is that possible? Can you be in 2 years that much stronger, that much faster? So I say always, it's all up here. It's just the vision, your vision of tennis, what you want to do, how you want to do, and you have to have a long-term goal and chase it. So it's not that I would get that much better with my game, but I believed so much what I do, and I also did some right choices, and that brought me to top 100. So as a basically teenager, in 1997, I was the youngest player of top 100 and playing the Australian Open, and then I lost the last 16 against the Sampras, which 3 years ago I was watching from the stands with a twisted ankle and just dreaming if I can make it, and suddenly I was there. If you want to win the number 1s, you cannot play safe. It doesn't mean you play crazy, but if you have a chance, you have to be in charge of the rally. You have to be the one who will decide how the point will go. And that's something that is, if you want to beat the top guys, and I beat all of the number 1s. I beat Roddick as a number 1. I beat Kuerten in Brazil as a number 1. I beat Roger as a number 1. I beat all of them who was there. But because of this lesson that I always wanted to be the one who will be in charge, and not the ones who that they will dictate what I should play, or if they got they make me run and then I just defend or whatever. I mean, you can defend, but you have to be, if you are that type of the player, you have to be still in the decision process. You are deciding what the other guy is going to do. And the most important part was that everything or every match that I was going to play, I prepared myself, seeing these matches. And because of that, there was very little and few surprises that I got through my career that I wouldn't know about the player. Everybody is more safer and much better in the environment that he knows. because you know the environment, you feel home, you feel, you know, you don't feel uncomfortable. It's something that you know, and every day you meet. So because of that, I felt very comfortable. I never was stressed. And also there is one very important part. I played for people. I didn't play to win against Sampras. I didn't play to beat Roger Federer. I wanted to always show people my best game I could ever perform. And this is something that is, I think, more important, because if you go for a win, you put yourself under the stress. But if you play to play your best game and for someone else, you feel like, oh, I can allow myself to do this, I can allow myself to do this, and you are less stressed. And then you just go for the, you know, like for a something. Of course, it cannot be risky, but it has to be, I call it calculated risk. So you know the percentage of chances of winning it and losing it, but it makes you more, you know, more free mindset. You know, you get more freedom on that court. If you play to win, usually you get tight, and then it's not good. You just get into the spiral that it takes you down. My father pushed me to finish my high school like all the way. Even I was already top 100, you know, like it took me a little longer maybe to finish the high school than other kids, because I was already traveling on the pro circuit. But, you know, the school trained me for tennis, and I explain you why. Because in school, what happened, basically you have to sometimes memorize some of the subjects go easier, so there is a logic in it for you. Some of them go easier, you know, very easy, because for you it's a natural talent. But then the ones that they have to learn hard way, like memorizing, that's also part of it. And by all this, you're practicing your brain to be focused, and to have that ability to be memorizing the things. And this is exactly how is the tennis working. You know, you have to be memorizing from the first ball to the last ball and doing the stats, because tennis is all about percentage and stats. It's like, I like the saying of Andre Agassi. It's not how many times you play 100%, because if you play 100%, you also fall to 60, but how long you last for 80%. And for this, that same comes to the point of selecting the shots, selecting the patterns, selecting the probabilities. And the more probabilities you play, the more you will become good.